Hi, I am here with a review of MANIKARNIKA. This is the first movie I've seen this year. How I do my reviews is, I talk about different aspects of the movie, I talk about my experience, and then I give my rating. And also my rating is not based on just the general consensus of what they will think of this movie. It's based upon my personal experience and enjoyment of this film. The story is fine. I've seen it before, but it's a fine story. I will say I've seen it done better. The acting was fine. In terms of acting, the only person who shined for me was Kangana. At first, I was like, I would just nominate you, Kangana, for a Filmfare, but I'm not sure if you're worthy of winning it. But then as the movie progressed, I think she had better scenes. And I honestly think that the reason I wasn't blown away by her performance was because I wasn't blown away by the writing or the story itself. But I think Kangana did a very good job. No one else really stood up for me in terms of acting. And I think even some of the characters, they felt like characters. They didn't feel like real people. Those British actors, the acting was horrendous. I'm sorry. First of all, the Hindi, I know. I speak Hindi horrendously, okay? I get that. It's like, maybe that's realistic because, you know, like, maybe if they learned the language, they wouldn't speak it like a native. Fine. But that man is so annoying. And I think it was his acting, not his character. He was annoying. And then there was a scene in which it was just the 4 British men. So I was like, okay, are they going to speak in English? So they spoke in English. And the acting was awful. No. They were caricatures. They were more of a representation, probably of Britain, probably of them ruling over India. But they weren't real people. And if the acting was better, maybe I could forgive it. But, Also, even in terms of Kangana's character, this wasn't a story about an amazing warrior or an amazing woman. It was a story about a superhero. She felt non-human. I mean, at one point I said, it's like she never faced any troubles. I was like, what are you talking about, Damali? Her husband died. Her son died. Yes, she faced some troubles, but then it was like, I never even held on to that pain. I felt no struggle upon my shoulders, okay? There was no weight upon me. It was more like, I remember when her son died in the Technobody, and she did a great job with that scene, but I more just thought of it as like, oh, Kangana, that was a great scene, rather than, I think I felt it a bit more when that song was playing, because the song was beautiful, but I don't know, even when the British came and they kicked her out, right? She's gonna lose everything now. And she's there still looking fabulous, okay? And then she's back inside the castle. I don't even understand how that happened. Honestly, in terms of the romance, I more thought of it through the logical side of my brain. It's like, okay, they're falling in love, it's a romance, but I know I didn't really feel it, okay? I didn't have an emotion towards them as a couple. And then even later on, I realized I didn't really have an emotion to the man. I don't think he did a bad job. I really don't. I would probably chuck it up to writing, honestly. But I realized that after he left, it really didn't matter because his presence wasn't really felt, and so his absence for me wasn't felt either. Yes, I felt for her, but I didn't really feel for this romance, okay? There was even another character, and even when he died, I didn't really miss him because, like I said, his presence didn't matter, so his absence didn't matter as well. For me. The writing, I think, was the biggest problem with this movie for me. The writing had a lot of good lines. Don't get me wrong. Some would go, oh, they had this line. Oh, they had this line. A lot of it felt like poetic prose. It felt like patriotic poetry. You read the lyrics, or I'll read the translation of a song, and they'll be like, oh, maybe a love song. And the person's saying, your eyes are like daggers. Or the person's saying, you move me like the wind surrounds me. Something like that. But imagine if the male character said those lines throughout the entire movie. You'd say, like, leave that for the song. I felt like some of that stuff could have been left for the songs. Me reading was out of necessity for the storyline, not of enjoyment. In terms of direction, they had some really beautiful scenes. Some stellar shots. At one point, I was like, oh, wow, that's a great shot. Oh, wow, that's a great shot. In terms of how the movie looked, I think my biggest problem was the special effects. Especially the cannons, the explosions, the fire, and the blood. They did not look realistic. It looked very fake. Oh, even some of the animals. At the beginning, that tiger, I mean, I'm trying to get used to CGI animals, but I don't really like them. Like, I like that they had a real elephant. Did that elephant not look good? That tiger did not. And those 2 deer? No, they didn't look good. The 2 deer looked like they were footage from another movie. In terms of the action, like even the fight scenes, honestly, I felt like they should have been more fast-paced. A lot of quick edits. Because it looked like she was wielding her sword like this. All you had to do was move that camera, get better angles to just make it look like she's actually doing something rather than something that looks like choreography that they learned. When she was fighting the British, it looked like they were just standing there and waiting for their turn for her to just kill them. Like, it looked like, ta, 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 ta. It just didn't feel like a fight. I think she did a good job with the fighting. I think in terms of just shooting the action, it could have been done better. I was kind of bored with the action in the second part because you could just see it. You know, she was just gonna be doing all of this. It's just like, it wasn't interesting to me. And I said some good things. I like the direction, I like Kang In-eun's acting, but these were my two favorite things about the whole movie, honestly, okay? Number one, the music. The music was awesome. After the movie ended, I went home listening to the entire soundtrack, and I really enjoyed the entire soundtrack. Every song is good. That soundtrack did not come to play, okay? Instruments, music was on point. Drums in every song was fantastic. You can just praise the drums alone on every song, okay? The singing, fantastic. Every voice suited the song. I don't know, every song felt cinematic. Like some kind of cinematic masterpiece. My favorite song was Rajaji. Yes, I loved it. After that was Takataki. And then my third favorite was, oh, forgive me, I can't even say it. The pacing was a bit slow for me, but the music picked me up every song. So that was great. And then my other favorite thing that I loved about this movie was the styling. I thought Kang In-eun looked great. I loved her outfits, and I felt like I've never seen it before, the way she was styled. I loved it. I loved her hair, I loved her makeup, I loved her outfits. I met that makeup artist had a conniption when she had blood all over her face. He was probably thinking about that makeup. In important scenes, I'm there just admiring the fashions. Okay, she's talking to someone. I'm like, oh, I like this red, Kang In-eun. She's talking to somebody else. I'm like, oh, this bun is awesome. Okay, another scene. Oh, this turban is everything. Even when they were burning all their jewelry to make weapons, right? I was like, okay, there goes all the wonderful jewelry. Darn it. And then she came out with the pearls. I was like, yes! Too much time spent on the fashions for me. Fashion should be like, oh, that's a great outfit, but that's a great scene. But I spent a lot of time just enjoying the fashion, honestly, because there was nothing else to kind of back it up. Now, I will say there were some great scenes in it, and I think the story that they had was fine. I just wish that the writing was a bit better. I think that's my biggest problem. I went on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, to see this movie, 30-minute drive. And being the late person that I am, I missed the 2:30 showing and had to wait for the 5:45. And I hate going to the cinema late. Yes, 5:45 is late for me, okay? Honestly, the movie kind of dragged a bit. The movie's playing, I'm like, did intermission come? Are they going to show intermission? Is it going to be one of those intermissions in which they actually turn the lights on and there's a break? Or is it going to be one of those intermissions in which the movie just continues? Are we at intermission? Then intermission comes. And the movie continues. Like, darn it. So, I checked my phone. Now, this movie started, I would say, after the trailers, about maybe 5 minutes to 6. It's 7:10. I'm there going, it's only 7:10. I thought it'd be later than that. The movie felt longer than what it was, okay? Check my phone again, 7:40. Check my phone again, 7:54. I hate to admit this part, I kind of dozed off in the second half. I'm sorry, okay? I had like 4 hours of sleep. Even so, if I was watching this movie at home, I would have been paused this movie. I would have paused it, maybe gone on YouTube or taken that nap, and then continued to watch that movie. I think I fell asleep for like maybe 7 minutes, give or take. But the movie felt longer than what it was, so maybe it was 4 minutes. But don't worry, when I woke up, Kang In-eun still looked good, okay? In terms of my rating, going into the movie, I said, oh gosh, I hope it's a 4 or 5. Very early into the movie, I was getting vibes for a 2. And it stayed a 2, it consistently stayed a 2, and never rose above that. I think if I was doing this for a general public, I would give this a 3. But honestly, I'm giving this a 2. This same story, I think I wouldn't even mind it being told again, because I think they can tell the story better. Because I felt like they did what they had to do, they showed what they had to show, but the emotion wasn't there. It's like 2 people can tell the same joke. For one person, it'll be funny. The other person, it wouldn't be. But you're like, it's the same joke. Yeah, but something wasn't there. And I can't tell you, yeah, writing, and some other stuff, acting, character development, yeah. Some of that stuff wasn't there. Even Kang In-eun, I felt like she did an amazing job, but the story wasn't there to propel her forward. The writing wasn't there to support her. But I think she gave me what I needed. So I'm happy with it. I am. I think what I'm more disappointed with is the actual movie itself. Not her. Oh, but she looked gorgeous. Did you not like those curls? Anyway, you see what I'm saying? So that is my review of MANIKARNIKA. Bye.